What is going on, busy bariatrics, and welcome to Intermediate Hypertrophy Training. You've already learned how to train specific muscles, control your repetitions, and work within prescribed rep ranges. You've also learned how to track your performance and use reps in reserve. Now we're going to raise the standard again. Intermediate hypertrophy training focuses on three things: producing more high-quality work, applying progressive overload with greater precision, and creating enough muscular tension to continue changing your physique. Your general physical preparedness phase developed your strength, stability, and work capacity. It also improved your mobility and coordination. Beginner hypertrophy taught you how to direct those abilities towards individual muscle groups. Intermediate hypertrophy asks you to train those muscles harder, more accurately, and with greater consistency. You've already lost body fat and built a leaner foundation. Continuing to chase a lower scale weight will forever eventually produce diminishing returns. Building muscle gives your body more shape, definition, and structure. It also makes you stronger. Fat loss reveals your physique. Muscle development creates more of the physique you want to reveal. For women, intermediate hypertrophy training can continue developing the shoulders, backs, and arms. It can also build the glutes and the legs. This can create a more defined athletic appearance. Developing the upper back, shoulders, and lower body can also improve your proportions and make your waist appear smaller. You're not going to become bulky because your training became more challenging. Building significant muscle takes years of deliberate training, nutrition, and recovery. Women generally build muscle more slowly because of hormonal differences, particularly when it comes to lower testosterone levels. You will have plenty of time to see how your body responds. You can then decide which areas you want to continue emphasizing. Your deltoids are not going to stage a coup between check-ins. For men, intermediate hypertrophy training can add more size through the chest, shoulders, and the back. It can also build thickness through the arms and legs. This can create a broader upper body, stronger proportions, and a more visibly muscular physique. Men may gain muscle more quickly on average. Meaningful development still requires years of productive training, adequate nutrition, and consistent recovery. Looking like a competitive bodybuilder does not happen because you trained back twice this week and you drank a protein shake. For everyone, the visual result depends partly on your starting point, genetics, and your body fat level. Your nutrition, training, history, and consistency also matter. Hypertrophy training gives us the tools to influence your shape. We can emphasize certain muscle groups, improve muscular balance, and build more structure underneath the body fat you have worked hard to lose. This matters after bariatric surgery and significant weight loss. Your goal cannot remain way less forever. Preserving and building lean tissue supports your strength, physical function, and joint stability. It also supports bone health and long-term independence. Muscle is part of the long-term transformation. During intermediate hypertrophy training, you will repeat the same workouts across each training block. That consistency allows us to measure whether you are actually progressing. We can compare your weight, repetitions, and reps in reserve from one week to the next. We can also evaluate your execution, range of motion, and control. Exercise variety can make training entertaining. Repeated exposure makes progress measurable. Your muscles respond to consistent challenge. They do not require a new circus trick every Tuesday. At the intermediate level, progressive overload becomes more deliberate. You already understand how to perform the exercises. Now we need to see your performance improve across the training block. Progress may include completing more repetitions with the same weight. It may also include using more weight within the prescribed repetition range. You can also find that it'll include improving your tempo, control, or range of motion. Progress can also mean maintaining stronger execution across every working set. You may become more accurate with your assigned reps in reserve. You may also produce more high-quality volume for the target muscle. We may use more challenging exercise variations. We may even introduce unilateral movements. We may also use exercises that challenge a muscle through different parts of its range. Fancy exercise names do not actually build muscle. Muscle growth comes from mechanical tension, productive training volume, and appropriate effort. Recovery allows you to continue producing that work. At this level, every exercise has a specific muscular purpose. During GPP, the main question was, can you perform this movement safely and effectively? During the beginner hypertrophy training, the question became, can you feel and control the target muscle? Now the question's going to become, can you progressively challenge that muscle while maintaining the execution that made the exercise effective? Adding weight only counts when the target muscle continues doing the work. If you shorten the range of motion, abandon the tempo, or introduce a large compensation, the additional load has not created meaningful progress. It simply made the video more exciting for our coaching team. Your training effort also matters more during this phase. Most working sets need to finish reasonably close to muscular failure to create that strong hypertrophy stimulus. That does not mean every set must be taken to complete failure. Follow the prescribed reps in reserve. If the program calls for 2 reps in reserve, finish the set when you can complete approximately 2 more quality repetitions. If it's not listed, that's about where we want you to be. Those repetitions should maintain acceptable form, tempo, and range of motion. Your ability to estimate reps in reserve should improve throughout this phase. Discomfort is going to be part of productive training at this point. A burning muscle does not automatically mean you have reached failure. Technical failure occurs when you cannot complete another repetition with acceptable execution. That includes maintaining your form, tempo, and range of motion. We may ask you to record sets taken to technical failure. Those videos help us evaluate your execution, effort, and exercise selection. They also help us determine whether your estimate of reps in reserve is accurate. Continue sending your normal form videos as well. At the intermediate level, small technique errors become more important. You are using heavier loads and producing more total work. A small compensation repeated across several sets can shift tension away from the target muscle. That reduces the quality of the stimulus. Your training log is mandatory. Record 3 pieces of information for every working set. The first thing we want is the weight. The second is going to be the number of repetitions, and the third is going to be the reps in reserve. We need real data to determine whether you are progressing, maintaining, or collecting gym selfies between sets. Nutrition and recovery is going to become increasingly important as training demands increase. Building muscle requires adequate protein, sufficient energy, and quality sleep. You also need enough recovery between training sessions. Depending on your goals, you may train in a modest calorie deficit. You may train at maintenance. You may also use a controlled calorie surplus. Any surplus should remain controlled. Coach said I need to eat more does not turn Friday night into a competitive eating event. We want enough nutrition to support your performance and muscle. We also want to manage unnecessary fat gain. You may see the scale remain steady during this phase, and that's 100% okay. It may even also increase slightly. Evaluate the entire picture before you start to react. Start with your measurements, progress pics, and how your clothing fits. Then examine your strength, training performance, and recovery. A heavier body with more muscle and better proportions may look significantly leaner than a lighter body with less muscle. The scale reports total weight. It does not provide an artistic critique of your actual physique. During intermediate hypertrophy, your assignment is to train with greater ownership. First, watch the exercise demonstrations. Track every working set, follow the assigned rest periods, and then next, control your tempo. Use the intended range of motion that we have provided. Keep the target muscle during the work. Finally, reach the prescribed reps in reserve. Send your requested form videos. Communicate honestly about your recovery and your performance, and support your training with adequate protein. Follow your nutrition plan. Respect your recovery. You already built the foundation. You learned how to target the muscle. Now, your job is to challenge that muscle consistently enough to force an adaptation. Build the strength. Build the muscle. Build the physique you work so hard to uncover. And as always, keep getting busy.